All right, welcome back to another episode of Procrastination Podcast. We're talking about anime life and everything in between. My name's Matt,
I'm Robert.
I'm Alonzo.
and we're back at it again. A little more consistency, I feel like, So back at it with an interesting topic. I think this time, talking about, with all this strange stuff going on in the world, what's some of the strangest things we've seen in anime? So, let's detach. We're going to continue to try and detach from the real world for a bit. And that's where we're going for the topic. But, real quick check in. Anything anybody want to share really quickly? Real quick check ins?
Oh yeah. Let me tell you. I at my job there's a maintenance request, right? So you can hey, my desk is broken. You can put it into this portal. The portal will contact facilities or whatever. Well, apparently on the portal right now, it has been consistently for weeks saying in the women's bathroom, some woman has shat on the floor. Just on the floor for weeks, apparently. And it's funny. There was a coworker sitting beside me when somebody told me this, and he was like, "We got a mad shitter. We got a mad shitter." I was like, "Oh my god, it's crazy
shoot.
to think about." That would be an issue. Like, if I'm a custodial staff, I did not sign up to pick up adult shit. Like I did, I'm working at a business full of adults. I ain't picking up that shit. I bet you would go ahead and keep making that maintenance request and watch it still be on the
floor. Oh my gosh, that's wild. But the Pampers or something, the pins.
Yeah.
Heck no, I'm not picking that ish up. Clean up after yourself, people.
Clean up after yourself. Your mama ain't here. Do it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. We gotta find the culprit, though. That's the real thing.
You gotta. I need the investigative report, man. You're on the scene. You're an on-scene reporter, man.
Gotta find them, blame them, and shame them. Yeah. Shame them, Game of Thrones style. And not throwing food at them, throw shit at them. Yeah. You know. How do you like it?
I'm just gonna walk past and just just be like, hey, the women's bathroom has been smelling weird. When I walk past, right? And just wait for somebody to smirk, and I'm like, you that motherfucker, you that, you're the one. Lock her up. Lock her up.
Lock her up. Bro. Plot twist: a dude went in there just to do that.
Yeah. Actual terrorism.
It's his stance on gender equality.
Oh Lord. Well, my news is not that crappy. Hey-o. No. My birthday was recent, and I am 31 years old. Over the hill, like I say every year. 3/4 life crisis. I'm living it. So I'm happy. My life is fine. I just got back from California not too long ago for a 2-week work trip, and that was not good. But I'm back home, and we persevere. And now we're live for you guys, for you, America. We're here for you. That's what this is all about. Have a good time, take your mind off the stresses of the world, and just relax and chill. That's what we're here for. Just procrastinate with us, All
right, take your mind away from all these things. That's what we need to do. And it's funny enough, I told someone today my quote for the year anyway is going to be something I saw already. So, y'all don't want to be at home. You always want to be outside. The reason y'all always want to be outside is because you don't like where you live. You don't like your home. I like my home. So I like being inside. So my quote for the year is, y'all like to be outside because you don't like your home. I love my home. So I like being inside. So I want you, Alonzo. I love being inside. So I'm with you. But yeah, my only thing, work stuff. I had some work drama where I was told I was being too social. At work, I was being too nice and too social. They said, it's disturbing some people's work. They told me it's disturbing people's work because you're talking people. And that same day, before that day, I was
too much of a good time.
No, legit. So I was like, I literally asked him, I was like, are we supposed to just only talk about work and do only work at work for 9 hours a day every day and expect people to like want to be here? Yeah. Like, well, no. And I was like, okay, well, what's the limit? And they had no answer. I'm like, okay, so they're like, well, what do you want the limit to be? I was like, well, I had a limit that I was, abiding by, and you didn't like that. I was like, and I'm like, it's crazy. And it's funny enough, she tried to like call me out and be like, oh, you're talking, so this one thing didn't get done. And I was like, oh, in fact, you know why that didn't get done is because the other people didn't do their jobs. I do their job on the back end, and here's the proof, and here's the timestamps. So now, and she was just like, oh, well, thank you for catching that. I was like, you're welcome. You look stupid. Like, the freak. Like, no, sorry, I can multitask and get my work done while other people aren't. And mind you, it's the people that I'm not talking to that are complaining. So I'm like, okay, they're also still not getting their work done. Meanwhile, the people that I'm talking to and me are getting our work done. So I'm like, our work is actively done. Theirs isn't, and also hasn't been done since before I got here. Just to say that, before I even got started the job. Because they were like backlogged. I think she said something like 600 tasks that they had to do backlogged, which is like split up, right? And the people that work with me, clear every day, 0. I'm like, okay. I was like, I was like, you want me to leave? She's like, well, no. Like, we want you to be here long term, blah, blah, blah. All right, yeah, okay. So yeah, that was my thing. And then so one of the people that works with me was like, they think it's because one of the workers has a crush on me. I don't think that. I pray it's not. But yeah, he's not my type. And if you're watching this, you are not my type.
Damn.
So just let it go, my friend. Work boundaries. I don't date at work anyway. Work relationships are messy. And you know what they say? They don't crap where you eat. Yeah, I don't do that. So well, your job apparently to do, but
they crap everywhere. It don't matter where they are.
But yeah. So one thing that happened to me, and people found it very entertaining though. So everyone I've told the story, this is not the full. I'm not told the full story for the sake of time, but it's very entertaining. That's nice.
That's kind of crazy. Like there's people dying around you in your job, and like if there's somebody who's keeping the morale up, yeah, let's get rid of that guy.
Legit.
Hey, like, man, oh, yeah, have some respect. There's niggas dying out here. Be sad.
And it's funny because like it's just people being like bitter. Like it's literally just people being haters. Like it's literally that's all. Like and then like some people are like having heard some of the time. Right? None of my patients. All of the other. Anyway, I addressed that very appropriately with them, and funny enough, the next day she tries to bring in like chips and like 3 different dips and like fruit and all this stuff, right? and I'm just like I literally said like out loud, but not that loud. I'm like, I'm not that easy to win over. Like, I'm not that, like, you better come with some lobster. You better come with some. I'm bougie now. You gonna make it up to me. You better bring some good stuff, man. I'll bring some freaking Aldi chips and salsas and ish. Nah, dude, get out of here. But such is work, man. They think they can do the proverbial pizza party, and that's gonna be enough to keep people happy. And fuck with that. But I thought it was really weird. And I was like, I can't believe it's the worst thing I get called back for. Like, but even weirder than that is some of the anime that I have apparently watched in my life. And I was very alarmed at my anime history a little bit when I dug deep. And yeah, so I'll let us get right into it, man. Like, I don't know who wants to start, but like, there's a lot of weird anime, and I was actually struggling a little bit to narrow it down. So.
I wanted to start with a little bit like, okay. I asked ChatGPT for some weird anime, right? Because I wanted to see what it had. And I was like, okay, I know we've watched some of these things, so I'm gonna tell you the premise where it shows, and you tell me what show it is. A bored kid's life is ruined or improved when a crazy alien woman on a Vespa hits him in the head with a guitar. And then robots start coming out of his forehead.
Fully coolly. Fully.
Yeah. Like, damn, that anime is crazy. Okay, here's
it
another
is
one.
actually nuts.
This one I actually haven't seen, but I know someone who loves it. In a dystopian future, hair hunting villains try to make everyone bald. The hero fights back using nose hair as weapons. Yes, his nose hair.
Oh, that's Bobobo?
Bobobo-bo-bobo!
Yeah, right. Yeah. I barely ever watched that. Only a little bit on Toonami. So stupid. I'm sorry. That one is so silly.
Here's well, the last one. Multiple generations of fabulously dressed people battle vampires and interdimensional threats using psychic punch ghost called stands.
Well, I haven't watched it, but I know it's JoJo. Yeah, I know it's JoJo.
I was like, what? So okay. I wrote one, and here's the one that I wrote, because I was like, you could do this kind of for any anime, and I was like, okay, a teleporter father and the witch doctor mother have a child and put a demon in the baby. To save the city, they participate in a ritual that that puts the demon in the baby, but it works and they die. But then everyone knows that everyone knows that this happened, that the baby saved the world, but everyone still hates the baby for it.
Yeah. Why are they called Kushina witch doctors? It's Naruto,
but a witch doctor's crazy.
I didn't like. What do you say? I also did like. I was also doing like two scientists participate in medical science, and it turns out that they on the dead, and it loses their entire body. But I was like, but that one doesn't really work. The Full Metal Alchemist. Anyways, here's the one that I wanted to talk about. I'm like, and it's kind of like a genre of things, so it's kind of like encompasses a lot of things. But when they take an anime and just say, what if this object was these objects in the world were all women? All right, so like, what if all ships that have ever existed were women? I watched 2 seasons of Azure Lane, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I told you, and this made me think about like work, because like I work on aircraft carriers, and in there, the boat that I work on is in that show, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh, true.
How do you do this?
That's insane.
Can you do that?
Oh, that's wild. That's wild.
Yeah, we're sitting there like, oh, here we go. Like, you really can put the USS anything in a show and actually call it the USS. Here's the USS Nimitz running up. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's a girl and she's half dressed. Yeah. So I'm just saying, and like, what is the point of these shows? There's multiple of these shows. Azure Lane's not the only one.
You said half dressed.
Yeah.
Titties is always a good point of a show, you know?
Titties the best premise in any show.
I mean,
straight.
Why do you think people watching Love Island still, man? Come on, like people.
But these are battleships, actual battleships, and it's sometimes they're like actual battles that happen, and they're like, yep, but now they're women, and they're fighting with bare hands. You know, like that's crazy. Anyways, Azure Lane. That was my number one. That's what I was thinking of.
I've never watched that show, but I've seen the memes.
Yeah.
Like, like you said, half-dressed women, the titties, asses, it draws the viewers.
Yeah.
Like even like was it Fate? Like they bring in historical figures and turn them into cute anime women.
I was gonna talk about Fate, but I was like, come on. Like, how do I explain
Fate is goated though.
Explain Fate to someone who doesn't understand though. It's like, yeah, you know, Hercules. You know, Joan of Arc. Yeah, imagine if they were all in the same place and they just start battling, but they got superpowers.
And they're fighting for the Holy Grail. They're fighting for the Holy Grail, which may or may not actually physically exist. Just so you know, like it's kind of a concept more than the actual thing. Like,
I'm kind of disappointed they didn't go there and make Jesus one of the people. You know.
Chill. I am not getting smited for this man tonight.
I would love to see that. Yeah,
no,
like
God's
only. You know.
Do not do it, Fate, dude. Don't do
God's
it.
only Fate series. Crazy.
Jesus, Abraham, Muhammad. Well, they'll probably get the studio palm, but I digress.
They would be finished, dude. What are you talking about? Dude's trying to end a whole.
He dies
career,
first.
Whole life.
He's the weakest one.
These guys are trying to get taken out, dude. I'm good. I had nothing to do with this. Believers, I'm not in it. Just so you know, don't come for me in my house.
Not a religious podcast, not a political podcast, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fate's crazy. No, but Azure Lane, Azure Lane's one of those, like, it kind of pops up as like something I start on, you know, late nights. I'm like, you know, late nights you look for anime, look for something fresh, look for something different. You're like, I want to see something just kind of out the way, and you're like, oh, I never heard of this. I've never seen this too much, you know. And click on Azure Lane, and you're like, what? You know, I should just go to sleep. I can't. I shouldn't stay up watching this. So I mean, but it's one of those things. Again, you appreciate it from the standpoint of it is creative. You know, like, you know, but you also think, what drug were you on when you decided? Not only should I have this idea, but I should go all the way in and write a full story on it and get it animated. Like, okay, I guess, sure, you know. So, you know, but Azure Lane is a bit, like, the premise itself. The show itself isn't that wild, but the premise of it is, when you think about it, makes literally like, why make that a thing? But I mean, people see. I mean, it has enough of a following, and you know, you can't complain.
So for me, I kind of morphed this wild premise topic, kind of had a different interpretation. I was like, okay, wild premise. But what if we talk about how the execution of the show was presented wildly? You know, like Kuriko's basketball. You know, you think it's a sports anime, but the execution of it is pretty wild. It's fucking Dragon Ball Z basketball. Like, come on. Like, you get a premise, say, oh, a kid wants to play basketball in middle school. Cool. And then you watch the show, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? I ain't never seen basketball played like this before. Holy shit. So, yeah, I wanted to go with that kind of vibe. So, some other honorable mentions, Durarara. So if you watch all the parts in order, you kind of take appreciation for the non-linear storytelling and the absurdity and the supernatural nature of the show. Another one, you already mentioned JoJo's, you know, vampires, stands, Aztec gods. Like the first couple of episodes of JoJo, you're like, okay, we got two normal people. Well, not normal, but I mean, they're just living their life. Let's see where it goes. And then stands come about, and you're like, all right. And then parts 7 and 8, I think, is even more wild than stands. So crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. And then, oh yeah, can't forget this for Jordan. Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, true.
Yeah, you're battling the spiral energy. You're battling with galaxies. Like, come on.
Yeah, that is
throwing galaxies at Jigga is definitely like one of the craziest things I've seen in anime. Like you just eliminated just like generations of humans. Or whatever was on that guy, generations of whatever being was there.
Intelligent
gone,
life
gone. Just flinging in junk. If you just relocated these niggas, their whole environment just changed in the blink of an eye. They have no reason why. They have no clue. Like,
but the first show I'll get into, kind of tame compared to those, but it's one that's near and dear to my heart, and that show other than Space Dandy. You know what? I'm a bit of a dandy boy myself, you know? Anyway.
Nice.
If you don't know, the show centers around a guy named Dandy. He's an alien hunter who is a dandy guy in space. That's the premise.
Nice.
What you don't know is once you get into the show, is this show is fucking buck wild. So, I mean, this show premiered back in 2014. That was a long, long time ago in the before times. I don't remember much of the show. I just remember it was fucking crazy watching it on Toonami. But they had brilliant alien designs. The adventures the crew goes on each episode was unique and enjoyable. And then they had the restaurant Boobies in the show. A restaurant dedicated to boobies, you know?
Wow.
I mean,
if there's something you want served
in this episode.
If there's something you want served, it's some titties, yes.
On the rocks.
But I mean, the show was basically a show about nothing, but it had some of the best action sequences. It had some of the best storytelling, and it was crazy. This show came about from the same guy who made Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo. So when I first heard about Space Dandy, I was like, okay, I'm going into this. I'm thinking it's about an alien hunter. He's just going to have normal missions with his crew, and it's going to be a show, like reminiscent of what he's done before. And then it just goes buck wild from the first episode, from the jump. So this show was absurd. It was charming. It was special. You could not predict where the show was headed from scene to scene. And I rarely purchase anything at anime conventions, but I have 2 Space Dandy posters in my room right now. So that's how special this show was to me. But it was just a wild bonanza of a show when you watched it live. Yeah. So I love that show.
We talked about like really liking the random comedy, or like the, you know what I mean? Like unpredictable comedy is just, it's like, especially like after watching so much, like it's so good. Like Nishijo, like on like that level of just like, yeah, there's no reason why like, you know, why does a deer get body slammed, you know, like like makes no sense, but like that shit is so funny. And yeah, so I need to watch Space Dandy. It's on my list, especially because it was on your top list for a while. Note. Yeah.
The creator of Nichijou made another show this season, City, the animation. It is so fucking hilarious. You gotta watch it. It's just
adding that to the list immediately.
I gotta watch that. Yeah, Psyche K. That's like Psyche K and the other ones. Just random comedy, randomly funny. I don't know, man. Like I think they did a reboot on like a Netflix. That one's trash. But the first 2 episodes, the first 2 seasons, I think the first 2 seasons dubbed, hilarious. And if you watch the sub, still hilarious. Like,
so the Netflix was a remake, and like that's why it was not good. I watched one season of Psychic K, and I was like, "This is what people are hyping."
No, like, watch the original. The original.
All right, on the list.
The original. I think the first 2 seasons of the original are dubbed, but the third one didn't get dubbed for whatever reason. Which I have no clue why it didn't get dubbed. But anyway, first 2 got really good. I think I'm gonna go back and rewatch the third one sub, because the sub in the third season apparently is really. But yeah, like that was like my late night. Like I need a chill laugh before I go to bed. That was my go-to for. But yeah, I was like, I was still stuck on the bar being named Titties, and I was like, are all the drinks shaken, not stirred? You know, I don't know. That joke was just funny, but yeah, I gotta watch Space Dandy too. I'm gonna get on that. I'm actually rewatching Cowboy Bebop That'll be a good segue. I feel like this part
Wow.
is sounds...
It's a good segue.
Oh.
It's hilarious.
Not really? He's like, no, not really. He's like, there is no segue. You just in it.
Space
You just in
Cowboy
it.
into Space Cowboy. Come on.
A dandier space cowboy.
Yeah, dandy.
No, I mean, mine is less titty forward than you two's.
Shame.
But
Man of
it's
no
very
class.
very panty forward.
Oh, a man of taste. I see. Okay.
And I want to came out kind of recently, and it was please put them on Takemine-san. And
wow.
that show, the premise of this show, first off, I didn't really know what to expect. But I went into a blind, so I was like, let me just see what it's about. The name is what? Hey, chill. Hey, yeah, I mean, for research purposes.
There was, there's a poster. I know you saw the poster.
Look,
there ain't no way there's no long legs on a purpose on the poster.
Look, I went in for research purposes, totally blind. Okay. Nothing doing that. I didn't expect anything. But the premise of the show is essentially that it's spoiler alert if you guys want to watch this. But the premise of the show is essentially the girl rewinds time by removing her underwear.
Oh shit!
And I did not expect that. And the name of the power is the Eternal Virgin Road. The owner, the creator of this ish was on one. Dude, what were you on, bro? Because what makes you think about that, bro? I think she has to stay a virgin for the power to keep working, I guess is the thing. Which yeah, dude, if you can rewind time, F that. But yeah. And so, but the thing that makes outrageous about the show is, of course, the premise is already very, very outrageous. But then where she does it, it's over the dumbest stuff. So she was doing something in class, she was answering a question, and she answered it totally correct, right? And she's like, yeah, okay, I answered that perfectly. And then she turns around, and then all of a sudden she just takes her underwear off. What the freak? and so she ends up explaining no, I did it well, but I had to do it flawlessly to the point where everyone oohs and ahs, and in a way that is so miraculous that it cannot be denied that I'm the greatest. I'm like, this girl just frivolously using this power over the dumbest ish, bro. I'm like, Jigga, you have the power of a god, and you do it to rewind or do a problem again in front of the class. The freak, who cares? Dude? Them kids in your class can't even answer that question. You're the only one in there that can answer that. The teacher can't even answer that question, and you're worried about answering it more beautifully. I'm like, okay. But the premise of it also is that the main male character, he is with her in the time loops because he saw her changing. So he saw her changing, so now he is in the loop. Everyone else's mind is wiped, but he's in the loop because he saw her changing.
Immune to it.
Right. So she ends up making him hold her panties, extra pairs of panties for him.
So might as well. I mean, you're here. Here you go.
So it's she's so now I can rewind as much as I want during the day, and you gonna run these panties back. But another crazy thing about, and the premise just keeps getting weirder and weirder. She's like, so the guy asked the question I think everybody was asking is, okay, well, what happens to the panties? She's like, they're just gone.
Right. Oh shit.
So the more she does it, the panties just disappear into the ether of space-time, I guess. So somewhere in space-time, somebody will get swept up into this vortex with Doctor Strange in them, and he just will get flooded with panties for some reason from a high school teenager in Japan, which is fantastic, I guess, for him if that's what he's into. But it's just the weirdest premise I've ever seen, and it's just the way it's executed is not bad. It's pretty interesting because she does some stuff to she rewinds a lot of time to try and build up the male MC, build up his confidence, build up his his own kind of persona or feelings about himself and all that stuff too. So that's kind of cool. But again, just the way that it's executed, why did that have to be the trigger? I don't know. And what even in your mind brought that to you as this is what I'm gonna make it to an anime? I don't know.
That's crazy. I mean, we talked about something similar about like when I was watching a Cell World and talked about like that burst scale, and I was like, if you had infinite burst, like what would you use it for? And I was like, I mean, I ain't doing it like the anime where they like, oh yeah, let me make sure I get the good grade on the test. Like the fuck?
Test, what are you talking about?
Save this. Oh, this girl's gonna get hit by a car. Like, okay, come on. She was gonna die anyway.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
No, but I'm like, yeah, I'm like, what would I do? Like with if I could rewind time, or she's just pausing time, right?
No, she's rewinding time.
She's rewinding time. Okay, yeah. I don't know what I would do if I could rewind time. Like, I don't know.
You gotta take your underwear
like,
off.
You could try every single pickup line. Oh, but you gotta take your underwear off. I mean, imagine that pickup line.
And the crazy thing is, she always takes it off in like some like overly dramatic way. Like, dude, like she literally like one time she's like, okay, I effed this up, right? Like she effed up the question. She steps on the teacher's desk, kicks her leg out, and then throws the panties off. Like it's a drama. I'm like, what the freak, dude? Like, this girl just an exhibitionist, dude. And we're trying, and you gave her a power for it. Like the freak.
That's crazy.
You know what's the lingo? Gooner. Like there's a lot of Gooner anime coming out these days, and I don't know what these authors are on. They're smoking something. Sex sells apparently in Japan. They are doing the big thing with this because there's a lot of anime that are just hentai without the hentai. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it must work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean apparently,
but that's certainly a wild premise.
Right. That one, the S grade behemoth is my pet or something like that, and it's it's like a relatively new, and it's just like an elf with the biggest titties you've ever seen in your life, and like this pet behemoth that just sits in them constantly. That's the whole premise of the show. Nothing else happens. Nothing happens. As much as I'm a man of culture, even I had to cut that ish off in 2 episodes. This is no substance. Like,
bro, there was another one. I think it was like Inu-san's dog. Mm-hmm. A guy like turned into a dog, and for the girl he likes, and then the girl was trying to fuck the dog for some reason. I don't understand.
Oh my god, dude, these guys are depraved, man.
And comes. You change back to a human. You still okay after that? You're like, right. Girl, you fucked a dog. Like, I know it was me, but
that crush is cut, dude. Freak that, dude. It's done. Finito. No, bro. Cooked.
Man, we watched a show. I was say it like that.
Hold on.
No, we did.
This is
we did. We were looking like we were streaming stuff. We were trying to find something to stream. And I remember Punchline came up, and Punchline was like, yeah, there's a guy and he like would destroy the world if you get too aroused, and for some reason they kept like panties kept coming in his face like all the time. They're like, stop! This guy's gonna blow up the world. Like, okay. You know, like they're acting so nonchalant about it too. Like coming out of the shower naked, like, oops, like this guy will kill everyone.
It's like that toxic trait. That toxic trait, like they're gonna have that self-assurance that I was still how to destroy the whole world. It was a ish, man. What the freak, dude? Oh my god, so toxic.
You gotta go in overdrive.
The other one I wanted to talk about was When They Cry, and I was like, I mean, do I need to explain this show? I mean, I another one that I looked on Chat GPT to see if like give me a good description of this show. There's like, all right, so imagine a small, seemingly peaceful village where there are a bunch of friends just hanging out until one by one people start getting brutally murdered. It turns out that there's a bizarre curse on that makes a certain villagers lose their minds and start killing everyone, but nobody knows who's behind it. Every time somebody dies, timeline resets, the characters go through the same events over and over and over. And and there was a season where it was literally like one person knew. Like every time somebody died, she knew that she was in the same timeline. And she was like, at first she was like, yeah, I'm just gonna fuck with people. Like she just started like going up to people and be like, hey, I don't know why your brother died. and then like she would get murdered because most of the time people were like, oh, you killed my brother. All right, stab. She would come back and be like, I don't know why your brother died. I'm like, what are you doing? She was crazy. And then like it gets to a point where she's like, literally, she gets her reset so many times that the god shows up and she's like, can you stop? like you are fucking my stuff up, man. I'm cursing the city and you're ruining it. I'm like, oh my god. When They Cry was a crazy show. I love the second season though, or the off season. It's called like So or whatever, SOU. That one's good. Anyways, that was. I mean,
Higurashi is. When I first heard about it, I was like, "What in the fuck? People are just dying."
Yeah,
it's just a snuff film. Who would watch this?
I was like, okay, he's just gonna eat a cookie. This is a normal day. Oh, cookie's got blades in it. Cookie's got needles in it. What? Okay. Episode 1. All right. Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll leave that one for you guys.
Yeah.
Good on Blade Cookies. Didn't see that one.
But there's a lot of like physical horror like shows, and yeah, that is really weird, and the premises are always fucked up. Parasite is another one that's like, what? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like the body horror stuff is awful. Hate it. Yeah.
My next choice, probably still tame compared to y'all's, but Delicious in Dungeon. Oh, you look at the show, you're like, all right, it's either going to be a dungeon adventure or it's going to be a cooking show. Usually it's either one or the other. Like a lot of shows recently, they've come out with cooking shows, but it usually only focuses on the cooking. Dungeon shows usually only focuses on the dungeon. This show came out in 2024. It combined both. And it was fucking peak.
Amazingly,
like, yes. Like it was a fucking masterpiece. Like the first episode was fire, and then the story after that was just fucking amazing. Like you wouldn't think, like with the Tile Delicious Dungeon, it would be so good. Like the premise is like fighters, adventurers in the dungeon, and then they gotta cook to survive. But what the twist is, they're cooking the monsters and eating the monsters. I was like, oh shit, that sounds nasty as hell, but they doing it. And they did it very fucking well. Like, damn. Yeah, it was good as hell.
It did. I like how old girl always like be like, I ain't gonna eat that. That is nasty. Yeah. And she be like, fire. Y'all get that? Y'all gonna finish that? Like, dang, girl.
Give me 2 bowls. 2 bowls of that.
Like, God dang, girl, chill.
Yeah, that's another one I thought had like a wild premise. Well, not a wild premise, but a wild execution. You know, just combining those two things together. Who would have thought? And it was peak.
That reminded me of like this one show called it's called like Restaurant in Another World or something like that, and and it literally is like a dimension door, and anybody can come in from any dimension into this restaurant, and they cook food, and it's like so wholesome for some reason. Like there's people meeting in that restaurant from different dimensions, falling in love like at a restaurant. It's like so weird, and I'm like, all right,
doesn't happen in real life.
Yeah, Dragon Girl, get with the human man. Fuck it, yes. On some Shrek shit, I want to see them babies. Yeah, like but it was reminded me of that.
Yeah, my last one had some romance in it, and it's called Mysterious Girlfriend X.
I had this on my list, and I was like, "What the fuck? How do I even explain? Explain it."
I'm gonna explain. So let's just start off slow a little bit. So premise start of the show: female MC, male MC. Female MC is a new character, new student in the class. Gets introduced, sat right next to the male MC, right? So they're sitting next to each other. She's kind of weird. She's like busting out laughing in the middle of class. She sleeps at every break, and she sleeps like forehead first, arms down to her side, like just KO sleep every time it's a break. And in middle class sometimes too, right? Ignores everyone, doesn't want to talk to anybody, she's quick labeled like a weirdo, right? So day goes by, whatever, and then like male MC, he's like off doing something after school, comes back to the classroom, she's knocked out. She on the desk, she like forehead first again, gone. He's like, Ayo, wake up, it's like 7:00, you gotta go home. Like, and she's like, all right, bet, I'm gonna go home. He look back, look at her desk, this girl done drooled all over the desk. So what's the normal response when you see drool on a desk at school? You like, I don't know,
Shit,
dang,
disgusting.
That's nasty. Or right, that's nasty.
Yeah.
Or you're like, dang, you were sleeping good, huh? Like, dang, clean off your
Yeah.
desk. Like, anybody trying to look at
Yeah.
that? Like something like that.
Yeah.
Well, not this guy. MC's response in this case was, that looks tasty. And decides to slurp up a little taste of it. And that is the starting premise of the show. Following day, he gets sick, and old girl visits him. You know, rightfully so. You better get sick. Eating saliva off of a school desk, Jigga. The freak. Not only is it off a school desk that's been there since before you existed. You know. All right. Anyway, I digress. All them germs. All right. Anyway, so and gets sick. Old girl, female MC, visits him at home, and it's like, yeah, you sick because you addicted to my saliva now. and she like, here, take some of this good stuff. He like, I bet. And he get better instantly. So the premise of the show is this Jigga tastes saliva off a school desk and becomes addicted to this girl's saliva, and then falls in love with her.
And being like in back alleys and shit, like, let me get some of that
Back
good
alleys,
shit.
yeah.
Let me get some of this.
You got any more of that saliva? Like,
you know I'm craving that. You know what I need. You know what I need.
And my man start tripping out. My man start having dreams about old girl. Like, day one, bro. Day one. This man didn't talk about. It's like they known each other like a few days. And my man's like, yeah, I'm in love with you. He's like, all right, prove it. My man takes a picture. Weird enough, although picture of his former crush out his wallet. Like, also, I got a picture of random girl in your wallet. That's weird as freak. She don't even know you. Yeah. Rips it up in front of her. Like, former crush gone. I'm here for you, girl. She's like, I bet. I'm your girl then. And yeah, story continues like that. And them Jiggas date. And that is just the weirdest relationship in anime history to me. And the weirdest, again, what was the author on, bro? Like, how, like, what in your mind is like, yeah, get addicted to that saliva, though. like, what were you, like, I don't know what they were on thinking about this show, but I know somebody was like, oh yeah, you cooking with this one. Somebody told them, yeah, you really cooking. Yeah, put that ish on paper.
If I remember correctly, don't they, I mean, spoiler alert, but they never kiss, right? They never kiss in the show. They just keep sucking the saliva fingers.
I don't think so. I can't remember the end of it, but I don't think that they ever actually kiss. Like, yeah, swapping saliva like that way, which would at least be, you know, still kind of gross to watch, but normal,
right?
Versus, you know, putting a finger in your mouth and like passing it to you, you know, through the finger, which is how it consistently became. Yeah. And like, yeah, and it was crazy because then she was like, oh yeah, I can communicate my feelings through the saliva. And this Jigga's like mind would get filled with like ideas.
Yes.
From like her saliva. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm excited. So can't you taste the excitement? Like, what the freak, Jigga? I was like, what is even happening?
She's like, you don't need to know. I don't need to tell you anything about me. Just taste this. And it'll tell you everything you need to know. Yeah, I'm like, that's nasty shit.
It is so
Yes. Mysterious Girlfriend X.
I'm not going to watch that show.
Awful.
Yeah.
Recommendation denied.
But it is unique. That's what I could say.
Yeah. It is as some people would call it, a little extra.
The magic word this time graces us by word of Robert. Thank you, Robert. It is time for extra time. Your favorite time of the year, of the day, of the month, of the hour is all time is extra time. Do you understand that? That's all time is extra time. You know. All right. Anyway, going through this fast. MLB. It's about to be October, so it's about to be MLB playoff time. Good luck to all the teams. I know one team that's having trouble is the Cleveland Guardians. Like, they were up 11 games on the Detroit Tigers back in, I should say the Detroit Tigers were up on the Cleveland Guardians by like 11 games back on September 5th. And now the Tigers are like almost out of the playoffs now. So it's crazy. So good luck to the MLB teams that are making the playoffs. We're going to see who comes up with the pennant in November. So next up, Trump addressed the United Nations this week, giving an embarrassing and obnoxious speech, and he told the assembly that he hopes countless people from all over the globe will come and attend the World Cup and the 2028 Olympics. That's being hosted by the U.S. So data has already shown that tourism is dropping. People are being disappeared by ICE. Immigrants are scared to do anything. ICE have raided sports events and all things. So I just wanted to get on my soapbox. So I just wanted to say that Trump, your administration is making people scared. They're scared to do things, scared to go out, scared to do anything. People are scared to come here, spend their money, and just enjoy sports, which is supposed to be the great unifier. And your administration is fucking that up. So for all those in the administration, and these views are solely supported by me and me only. Don't bring Robert or Matt into this. You can come raid my house and send me to some black site in Sudan. But you can all eat a sack of dicks. Go fuck yourself, motherfuckers. Anyway, moving on. It's been rumored that NFL GOAT Tom Brady.
Ready for the most destructive thing ever. Let's sit down. Let me tell you. Sack of dicks.
Anyway, Tom Brady has agreed to play in a friendly flag football match in Saudi Arabia for a sum of $75 million. Brady has disputed that being paid that much, but we've talked about Saudi Arabia a lot on this podcast when it comes to sports because it's Saudi Arabia. They're trying to do sports washing. What's sports washing? It's a practice where the government or any corporation or group uses sports to distract from negative publicity. And Saudi Arabia has a terrible human rights record. So it's kind of crazy that Tom Brady and a lot of former NFL stars are going to this flag football game. And I think Fox has agreed to air the game. So it's just crazy. There's a lot of money in it. So I come to both of you to ask, do you think people will turn the other way when the next scandal hits Saudi Arabia? Like, people are putting it in a warm light and sort of sanitizing its evil record on human rights. I think nowadays people are more willing to accept bad things. Why? I don't know. But just look at the rise of MAGA. I don't think anyone from the past could possibly see something so destructive being accepted. But here we are. So what do you both think? Do you think they're kind of clean, sanitizing Saudi Arabia's image for the money? Like, what's going to happen when the next scandal hits Saudi Arabia? What do you think?
I mean, without a doubt, as we've seen, especially media control. Money controls media, period. I mean, we've seen that, so much now. I mean, Jimmy Kimmel's back, but, I still think that, like, it showed, like, hey, I got my leash. Like, I can do it. If I actually put the time and effort into taking people off the air, they could do that shit. And like, yeah. So right now, I think Saudi Arabia's the same way. Like, they're like, yeah, all right, yeah, we did all this terrible shit, but like, yeah, here's $1 million. Now we didn't. and that's
Right.
it. Like I mean, I don't know. I think the good part that we have, the only good part about social media is that like we have that voice that's under that's like under the media. They're like, oh, we've seen it. We like everyone can still like show that these people are not great even when they try to like cover it up. So I think
Mhm.
that's good, but is it enough to really like stop anything? Nah. I mean, especially when it comes to sports. I mean, yeah, great unifier as you said, but like, come on, man. It's entertainment, and it's the one thing that I think people are just gonna be like, what makes a good show? That's all I care about.
Right. I think yes, yes, that's exactly what's happening. I mean, money is overshining everything. I mean, especially when it stands for anything like that is against the people with the money, basically. I mean, look at the NFL. What they did with Shador Sanders, like not on talent was he drafted, super late. First round talent. He drafted fifth round, and supposedly they were mad he even got drafted at all. And look at Colin Kaepernick. Was Colin Kaepernick going out of the league because he wanted to kneel? You know, and were there 30, 60, 90 quarterbacks? We talk about third string quarterbacks, 100 quarterbacks better than Colin Kaepernick in the NFL when he got kicked out. Basically kicked out. Definitely not. So I mean, like it's been there. It's just kind of creeping in, and now it's just all emboldened with kind of everything going on currently. And Saudi Arabia is kind of and soccer especially, it's like very prevalent. And then like the players that go to Saudi League get these huge paydays that are like some of the players are good, but some that just aren't that good, and they just take huge paydays to go, even though they're young and like able. And people say it's like a retirement. You're basically a sellout to soccer team because you don't get to play against the best players. You go to Saudi Arabia, go play against some random Saudi dudes. You know, not playing against the best guys in the best leagues in England and France and Germany, those sorts of things. So it's like Saudi Arabia is kind of like you said, using this to kind of wash things and like kind of cover over everything. Is it working? Not really. Everyone still knows it's happening, but the people just with the money just don't care because it's just more money, and they're all obsessed with whatever reason getting even more money, even though they have more money they can spend already. And do I know why? No. And do I think that it's good and it's okay? No. Good or okay, and I don't think it's worth it, because I don't know. Like, I just think like people, once you get to a certain amount, it's like, what do you even do with the money, dude? Like, there's no way a person like Tom Brady, dude. Come on, you've made how many hundreds of millions? Do you really need more money? So if you're a person that does not need money and you can't take a stand, then it's like it just looks bad to me. It looks really bad because like it's another thing if it's like I'm a young soccer player or whatever and I'm good. It's like my first paycheck. My first payday is like if I get this paycheck, I can take the whole family out the hood, take the whole family out of this problematic area or whatever. Like yeah, it's different. But you guys got money. You got more than enough money, than more than 99.9% of human beings, and you're still greedy for more. Like, and it's just greed. And so, no, I don't agree with it. I don't think it's a good thing. I don't think that their consciences are very strong or that they have really any moral standing if they ever want to go and talk about anything else. And I never liked Tom Brady beginning in the first place, anyway, personally, because that jigga has a lot of traits with people that I don't enjoy being around. Traits in common with those sorts of people. And yeah, they got a lot of great stuff in football, but it doesn't make you a great person. Clearly, he has no moral compass. Fighting him, guided by the almighty dollar. A lot of the people are nowadays. What it is, I ain't gonna watch it. I say that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a shame. I think it's a shame, and I think the one good thing I'll say is it seems like people coming up that are seeing this, the younger people, are starting to be like a little leery of being too too incentivized by money, and we're starting to be more like, okay, my mental health, my physical health, my emotional health is more important than, and that's why you're kind of seeing people be independent, like kind of stuff on social media or doing like, oh yeah, their own business stuff or investing or doing different stuff to kind of separate themselves, still live comfortably. And so hopefully that movement will spark a little bit of freedom and free thinking. Before we get cut off, thank you guys for procrastinating with us. Another good episode. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And we'll try not to end it so heavy next time. A very light episode, ended a little heavy. But, you know.
Not a political podcast.
Not a political podcast.
But if you're coming after me, just send it to me. Direct your hate at me.
Sack of dicks.